Hey guys, this is Al Bosco and welcome back to another video. So, one of my viewers asked me if I could do something classical on my channel. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, and I can't remember your name because this viewer commented in one of the Weird Al videos if I could do something classical. And I don't get comments anymore, which really sucks. But one of my viewers asked me if I could do anything classical, like a classical video or two. So I made a list of my top 10 favorite classical songs of all time. Now, I actually was planning to do this list long ago, but I came up with it last night, and it was actually really hard to do that because I did not know. I was actually planning to do it a long time ago, like say last month, but I was busy and all. But I got to it last night, and I have it on my phone right here. But it was actually pretty difficult thinking of this list, because there are so many phenomenal masterpieces of classical music out there, and it was actually pretty difficult to think of just only 10 because there are a lot of classical music out there. So this is just my opinion. I mean, I'm probably not going to get I'm probably not going to get comments in this video, but if I do, what are your favorite classical? What's your favorite classical song? Post it in the comments down below if I have not mentioned it. Although chances are the comments won't work. I'm really sorry about that. I don't know why that doesn't work. I think it's because of Kappa and everything. Everything going on with that. I can understand that, but that's off topic. Let's get into the list. So at number 10, I was thinking of coming up with a lot of classical music. This one came to mind, and this is probably the underrated one out of all of these, out of any single one of these. And that's the Scythian Sweet by Sergei Prokofiev. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but I've always loved this suite. It's always been cool. There are four movements, I believe, in the song, and my favorite movement is the second movement, where what was it? I don't think it had a name, but it was so ominous, and I loved it. It sounded like Jaw. It sounded like the theme to Jaws, but it was faster. Dun 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 dun. And the band that I'm gonna review next, hopefully sometime soon, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, on the Works Volume 1 album. You know how, if you're an ELP fan, then you know that each this is a double album, and each member has one contribution to the side, and then they all have a contribution on the last side. Carl Palmer, the drummer, had um, the second movement of this song, of the Scythian Suite. He had that was the opening track for the second disc, or the third side. Make of that what you will. But and it was I'm trying to remember the name. It was a long name. The Enemy God Dances with the Black Spirits. I think it was something called like that. You'll know what it is when we get to that video. But yeah, I've always enjoyed it. I always thought it was ominous. And when I was becoming an ELP fan, I listened to Works Volume 1, and I noticed that every member had a contribution to each side. It's like, oh, cool, that's interesting. When I got to Carl Palmer's side, I listened to the opening track from his thing, The Enemy God Dances with the Black Spirit. And when I heard the opening riff, I was like, oh, wait a minute. This sounds really familiar. Because also, ELP is also known for arranging like classical music, especially Keith Emerson. He was that type. He would arrange a lot of that stuff. But yeah, the Scythian Suite is number 10 for me by Sergei Prokofiev. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Number 9. This is another famous one. Now everything else on this list is famous. You probably have not heard of the Scythian Suite, but there's chances you probably heard of every single one on this list. Number 9, and I'm not going to pronounce this right, but Ein klein Nachtmusik. You know what it is. It's Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Everyone knows this song. Don't you cannot tell me you do not know this song because you definitely know this song. Everyone the iconic string riff is the iconic electric guitar riff. It'd be funny if they used electric guitars in the classical period, but no. But yeah, this is a Mozart song. Yeah, you know the bum 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 bum. You know that it's really iconic, and I've always loved it when I was a kid, and I still love it now. All right, number 8. Here's another famous composer, and I also when doing this list, I only thought of let me try to do one composer or one piece by one composer and no repeating things. So this is a Bach. This is Johann Sebastian Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor. So if you saw wow, a long time ago. If you saw that Fantasia segments ranked video, then yeah, that was on there. That was Toccata and Fugue in D minor. That opened the Fantasia movie for soundtrack wise. But instantly recognizable piece. Um and yeah, it's really popular, and I've always loved it as a kid. Yeah, everyone knows the everyone knows that. And do not tell me that you don't know it because you know it. Yeah, there's a lot of. All right, here's another one. Number 7. There was one Tchaikovsky piece that I had in mind, the Nutcracker Suite. Oh, I didn't even that. Now that I think of it, I didn't put in honorable mentions. I'll just come up with them on the fly. That's one of them. But no, but this is another Tchaikovsky piece that I thought of, the 1812 Overture, and everyone knows this one. Everyone knows the. I hear that practically every 4th of July. I mean, again, don't tell me that you haven't heard it because you've at least heard it once in your lifetime. And, it's amazing how it's played everywhere, and you know what you've definitely heard it once in your life. But yeah, it's iconic. So yeah, number 7 we have the 1812 Overture by Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky. Number 6, this is one that I've always loved. It was, and I'm probably gonna pronounce it wrong. Also sprach Zarathustra, Richard Strauss. If you're a Ric Flair fan, then you know then you know this song. And if you're not a Ric Flair fan, then you definitely know this song. The brass fanfare, the timpani in it, the boom 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 boom. Everyone knows the brr, 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 brr. Everyone knows that. Instantly recognizable, really iconic, and yeah, this has always been one of my favorites. All right, the top 5. My number 5, Beethoven had to be on this list. He had to be, and I chose Beethoven's Fifth Symphony because, I mean, this is probably the most popular out of any piece on this list. Um, everyone knows the bum, 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 bum. Everyone knows that. If you don't know it, then I don't know what's wrong with you. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, you've heard it. You have at least had to have heard it once or twice in your life. But I don't know anyone who hasn't heard it in their life. If you're like a baby or something, you probably have heard it, and then you grow up and then you don't remember hearing it before. Maybe something like that, but I don't know. Number 4, this one had to be on here. Now, this one is so amazing. Wherever you go, anywhere you go, like say an old fashioned place, they play this song constantly. It's so funny wherever you go that you hear this song. It's so cool though. Number 4, The Entertainer by Scott Joplin. Everyone knows the piano. Everyone knows that iconic piano opener. Boom, 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 boom. That what would you call that? Vaudevillian? No, I don't know. Vaudeville. I don't know what you would call that. But yeah, definitely early 1900s piano riff. Um, and it's a very famous a very famous classical piece. And another Scott Joplin one that came to mind. Maple Leaf Rag, that's another one that's good. All right, but my top three, number three, this one had to be on here, whether I liked it or not, and I mean, I love it's number three. Number three, Rhapsody in Blue by George Gershwin. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. I mean, it's incredible. There's nothing bad about it. Everything about the I don't even remember how long it was, like 15 or 16 minutes. I can listen to that any day and not get tired. And that was also on the Fantasia 2000 segment. You can tell I'm a big fan of the Fantasia movie and the Fantasia 2000 movie. I'm a big fan of both of those films. But yeah, Rhapsody in Blue is definitely a classical song that you have to hear if you haven't. I mean, yeah, there's probably a few people that have not heard the song out there, but yeah, other than that, it's really popular and instantly recognizable. So yeah, that's another famous one. Number two, again, going back to the Fantasia video that I did years ago. What was it, 2018? Um, where I ranked the segments. This one was number one. It's probably, yeah, still today it's probably my favorite Fantasia segment. But number two is The Rite of Spring by Igor Stravinsky. I mean, it is just 22 or something like that minutes, 22 minutes of just perfection. And the animation from Fantasia went well with it went incredibly well with the Rite of Spring as the musicians were playing. But other than that, it's just a masterpiece in my opinion. It's one of my favorites growing up and still my favorite, one of them. But that was number two, and my number one. This was number one when I first when I was thinking of this list. It was just this was instantly number one when I was thinking of this list. And I love it to death. I've always loved it, and I always will love it. But number one is "In the Hall of the Mountain King" by Edvard Grieg. Do not tell me that you haven't heard this song. You know this song, whether you like it or not. It is just incredible. I have never heard anything like it. Edvard Grieg was a master composer, I guess. Make of that what you will. But "In the Hall of the Mountain King" is just incredible. You've definitely heard. You've heard that. You've heard that mainly. It's also funny. Just like The Entertainer, you go anywhere, you hear that song whenever Halloween comes around, which is actually coming soon. I wonder what's going to happen, but wherever you go during Halloween time, they play this song. I mean, if you go trick or treating or something, then if you go to a house, you probably hear it in the background of someone's house or something. You hear it all the time around around Halloween. It could probably be in horror films or something if that's your style. I know I love horror films, but yeah, "In the Hall of the Mountain King" it's always been a favorite of mine, and it is my favorite classical piece of number one. So here's my list. Hopefully you can see that. Oh, come on. There we go. So yeah, this was not easy. This was actually more difficult than I thought it would be. But yeah, if my comments work, what are your favorite classical songs? Comment down below. And my in my outro, I always say comment if you want. Even if the comments are down, it's kind of weird, but I always like saying comment if you want. Yeah, that's all I really need to say. Oh my God, stay safe, stay healthy in these crazy times. I know this is just um a horrible time we're living in, but hopefully it's getting better. And as what the Beatles would say, it's getting better all the time. We always need to just think. We always just, even if anything bad happens, we just need to think it's getting better all the time. We just, under no circumstance, we just need to think that. Because I know we're living in a horrible time right now, and I'm not trying to be pessimist or anything, but we just need to think. We just need to think, happy thoughts. We need to think positive things. Anyway, so that was my classical video. Maybe I'll do another one in the future. Who knows? But as far as I'm concerned, hopefully the ELP discography will come out sometime. Hopefully soon. I actually haven't posted a lot this year. I only posted. I was waiting for my new computer, which is what I'm recording on right now. I was waiting for my computer to come, and it did. And hopefully the ELP discography will come out sometime this year. I know I'm going to be really busy, but hopefully, hopefully it'll come out this year. All right, and you'll be looking forward to it. If you're a prog rock fan, if you love ELP, definitely watch it. If it, hopefully it will come out soon. I don't know when it will come out, but anyway, please leave a like, comment if you want. If my comments are there, that'll probably be my outro from now on. If I have comments, there's probably not going to be any comments, unfortunately. But please leave a like, comment if you want, view my videos, and of course subscribe. Thanks for watching this video, guys. This has been Halbuska, signing off. Stay safe, everyone.